Beliefs, attitudes, values, and practices. When these attributes are shared by a large group of people, this is what creates a culture. You learn all your different culture beliefs from and attitudes and values from many sources. You have your parents, your peers, your teachers, religious leaders, and even the mass media. All these have major effects on today's society. Have you ever been in a situation where communication has been affected by different cultures, whether it's your culture or someone else's? I definitely come in that almost every day when I'm working. At work, we have many different types or cultures that come into us. We are a hospital in Orlando, and Orlando is very diverse, and especially with tourists. I may come in one day and have three families that speak only Spanish, and that causes difficulty because of the language barrier. Or it could even be someone from a different country and different language. Or I may come in and this family doesn't want any males based off of their culture, and maybe she's a female and has to be fully clothed, whatever it is. It can cause difficulties in the communication and just everyday lives. Within these cultures, there are co-cultures. Co-cultures are a culture that coexists within a dominant culture. They may be based off of age, gender, sexual orientation, social class, ethnicity, religion, and mental and physical abilities, and even other unifying elements. Examples of these may be members of the LGBTQ community who work for their rights, or women who, same thing, work for their rights and keeping them up, and even people of color. They all just they may believe in the same thing, but at the same time they may have different agendas and working on different stuff. And not all the time agree with everything. Similar to co-cultures being created, we also have in-groupers and out-groupers. In-groupers are people who share the same beliefs, attitudes, and values as you. These are people that were probably born and raised in the same type of culture as you, or even the co-culture. Examples may be some people that are your best friends that you go out drinking with, or to the beach, or whatever it is. Your boyfriend or girlfriend or family members. These are people that are close to you and you feel comfortable with. They are ones that you open up to. Opposite of this, they're called outgroupers. Outgroupers are, like I said, just the opposite. They have no cultural similarities as you. You may have been raised up in the church and very strong beliefs, yet they might be the opposite and might be atheist or not believe in that. Or you may enjoy going out and partying, but then this person is completely against that and is all books and study for school. Whatever it is. It's just people you don't really associate yourself with and prefer other people. You would rather hang out with people with a similar interest. At the same time, people may mistake in-groupers or out-groupers for being their in-group or out-grouper because of their outside appearance. It could be because of their race, their clothing that they're wearing. It could be their shirt, their glasses, their watch, shoes, whatever it is, makeup, hair. Sometimes people do get judged based off their outside appearance. One of my favorite stories is about a doctor who rides bikes every day. He has tattoos up and down his arms, shaved head, and a couple other tattoos in other visible places. And he gets a call to come in for a trauma. As he's running into the hospital because of this call, he's still in his biker vest and has his helmet in his hand and jeans, and he's running up to go get scrubbed in. On his way, he bumps into this lady, and it pisses her off, and she flips out on him and yells at him and calls him names, and he's trash, needs to watch where he's going, and just continues on calling him names. He doesn't let this bother him and continues on with his job, and ends up, he's the doctor who saved her son's life, who was in surgery. They talked about it afterwards, and he understood where she was coming from just because of the other circumstances and knew it wasn't him that she was pissed off at. It was just with everything else going on. But because of his culture and the way he looks, it kind of gives prejudices and stereotypes, which leads me to being prejudice and how that can be affected by culture as well. Prejudice is rooted from stereotypes. It's your attitude towards a certain group. There's two main different ones, and they're called benevolent prejudice, and one is called hostile prejudice. Benevolent prejudice is when you think of a particular group as inferior, but also friendly and competent. You may think of them as helpless or ignorant, or just you think of them negatively, but then also think of like you're sympathetic about it. Oh, maybe they didn't have the same education as me, they didn't have the same resources, or they didn't grow up in a nice area, whatever it is, you feel sympathy for them. Hostile prejudice is when you have negative attitudes towards a group of individuals and think they're also unfriendly and incompetent. You say they're naturally lazy, or they wasted the opportunities that was given to them. They wasted the resources. They had opportunities to improve, and did they take it? No. You just think negative, and there's no positive outcome. As you can see, culture does affect communication in many different ways. You have co-cultures that are created, in-groupers and out-groupers, and prejudices. But at the same time, you gotta remember that everyone is grown up on different beliefs. We wouldn't all be humans if we believed in the same thing. At the end of the day, yes, there will be that difficulty in communication because of culture, maybe, or from the way you look. It affects your culture, whatever it is. We all just gotta remember everyone's raised differently.